I
Okay.
had an addition to the agenda to talk about the local holds preference
Okay.
and getting it to work.
Fair enough. Okay, so for Rebecca's report, I'll repeat since now I'm recording. We have 34 people signed up right now. We have, I think, 16 paid. We have covered the base costs of the conference and have $250 over what the hotel and everything was. So the next thing that I think the conference committee will be doing is looking at beverage service, snacks, possibly a meal if we have enough. Like I said, right at the moment we have $250, but we also have at least 15 more registrations that need to be paid for. So
Okay.
we will have some money for that. So
Do we need to advertise it again? I think you can't do that too much with everybody being busy.
in the summer.
And in our situation, we've flipped over to the new fiscal year, so we have some money now.
Yeah.
So that might motivate people to decide for sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We can all, in our local lists and such, send out a, because I think what did we put the cutoff for the registration is like the 22nd or 20th.
20th, I think.
So
So
yeah.
that's coming up in what? Week and a half
Way
or-
too soon.
I know.
Soon.
But it's been in the conference has been in the news for the koha, news that gets put out every month, every time. So that's good.
That's helpful. Okay. Well, we can certainly all post to our respective lists. I'll send something out to I think I'm on Partners, the Bywater.
Okay. That's probably where we're going to get our biggest bang for the buck.
So I'll send that out sometime today, hopefully. So that's the conference report. Did we have anything else on the agenda other than the holds? I might want to add the 318 upgrade because Nancy and I were talking about it before the meeting started. Like to hear if other people have had it yet and how it went. So those are our two agenda items.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yep. All right, Nick, what was the first one again? The
local holds preference and making it work right.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a ticket open with Bywater. Every time I test it, it does not work. My libraries say it does not work. We can't get people, the home library, the item, and the home library, the patron, we can't get those people to come up first before they should. And I know Christopher said he had gotten it to work. Jason,
is there another preference for how you're going to handle your home in current locations? Weren't they working on that too? There might be some other preference interfering.
I tried it and I never got it to work either. It seemed like the holds queue breaks it. So like it would work before a holds queue update, but then after a holds queue update, it went crazy and things didn't work anymore. And I had a ticket out on it and I just kind of dropped it because we kind of decided maybe we didn't want to mess with it at this time.
Yeah, I had heard somewhere that the local holds preference and the holds queue refresh somehow worked against each other.
Yeah, that's what I think Kyle told me that, and I was looking for my ticket, but I'm not finding it. But yeah, he was telling me they were working against each other instead of together. So when it tries to generate after a holds queue updates, it's already locked down to say kind of. But I don't know.
Did they open a bug ticket on it?
I don't think so.
Because you can see in your ticket whether there's an associated bug with it.
I haven't gotten. Kyle tested it once and he said it worked, and I never got it to work. And I didn't see any mention of a bug. I suppose I could go to Bugzilla here and try and find it. It's just really disappointing that because we paid for that enhancement and it just doesn't work.
And we just turned it on and assumed it was working and didn't investigate any further. So I guess I'll put that on my list of things to look into just to see.
So, and it sounds like probably the only time to get Kyle back onto this is going to be at the conference. So,
Or one of the town halls. That really, if you attend those, which is just the telephone get together, they're amazing. You get a lot of stuff taken care of that way.
It's in fact happening right now.
right now, yeah.
Yeah, good timing.
So if we wrap this one up before 1, then we should be able to get.
Which we should be able to do, hopefully.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I found my ticket, and it doesn't look like there's an associated bug ticket, and they just closed it. Here,
So they need to open up a bug on it, and first of all, you got to convince them it is a bug. But
I pasted Kyle's response about it in the chat. So. And that wasn't the whole response, but he's talking about the holds queue and the local holds priority feature being at odds against each other.
so he should have opened a ticket. What the heck?
Yeah.
Now he's on my good list because he saved my administrative bacon today. Because we went live on 318 this morning, and my 35 self checks were not working. So
Oh, that's not good.
we got them fixed, and so yeah, much happier now.
Were they SIP machines, Nancy?
What's that?
Were they SIP machines?
Yeah,
Yeah, we had.
I have 3M and I have Eric Melton open source homemade self check both, and they were doing the same thing. They were you could see the patron, but when you started to check out the books, it timed out and you never got anything to register. He found out what was going on. So if you're in that problem, it might be fixed.
Well, I was gonna say we had not with the self check, but one of our libraries has been working on the overdrive integration. All of the SIP stuff for that broke when we went to 318.
Well,
they did
our
finally get it.
overdrive, John, is our Linda and overdrive working?
Man.
Our other SIPs instances are working okay, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we had no problems with the SIP, but our 3M Quick Connect machines, and I'm not sure exactly what they were doing. They may have been doing what Nancy was doing because everything else was working SIP-wise, but those particular machines, it took a couple of days. And Brendan said we were not the only ones. He was working with another library that was having the same issues with their 3M Quick Connect. So.
We went to 318 about 2 months ago. All the SIP stuff except our state library service broke. We got lynda.com back on, but Envisionware and Pharos, their PC reservation system, they're running with workarounds now. But the problem hasn't been solved, and I worked with Larry on it, and I guess as far as Pharos goes, it's a Pharos issue that they have to fix. Envisionware, I don't know. The library just told me that it doesn't work, but they've got some kind of workaround. But yeah, that was the big thing with 318 was the SIP. Otherwise, we really didn't have any trouble with anything else.
Yeah, we didn't actually have any SIP issues. Like I said, the Quick Connect stuff was, and Nancy's 3 self checks sound like the SIP was working because it was pulling the patrons, but something else was going on. So that's interesting. Who else has everybody been upgraded now? Jason, you have, I know.
Yeah, we've been on 318 for a while. We don't have any SIP connections except maybe the overdrive stuff, and I haven't heard anything about those. But we've only got a couple libraries on that, so they may not even notice.
Well, we tested ours this morning and they were working, so
yeah.
hopefully
I
that.
have posted just a few bugs on the wiki that we've come across in the 318 upgrade page, but I think they're just little nitpicky things. I haven't put the add child button thing. I haven't put on there yet, but that came across the ByWire listserv earlier this week or last week, I think, where the add child button is missing on the more member detail page, which is screwing up workflows. But that's my most recent bug.
And we had.
Oh, sorry. We had one other bug, and this only happens at one library, or at least one library that's reported it, is you can scan an item, and Koha will say it's not found. Then you scan it a second time, and then it's found within the matter of 10 or 15 seconds.
So is that scanning for checkout?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or searching?
Searching, checkout, either way.
Oh, so it's just finding the item. Okay.
Well, yeah, for some reason on the first, and in the the little yellow error box, the correct barcode is displayed there, but on its first run through, it doesn't find it, and then you do it again, and then it finds it, which is just weird. I opened a ticket on that too, but I haven't heard anything back yet.
Have you re-indexed lately?
Yeah, we do every. I think it's every 10 minutes.
I mean the big re-index.
Oh, that should have been done with our upgrade.
Yeah, sure.
A couple months ago.
But
yeah, that's weird. And it only happens at one library.
I wonder if it's a network problem where you're...
Well, I'm almost thinking that, but yet the barcode displays correctly in the error message.
So it wouldn't be showing up in the box if it was that way. Okay.
Yeah. And before I forget, Nick, nice mustache wax there.
Thank you.
Are you gonna hang some decorative things from that? Or
It's not quite that solid. We're working on it. We'll see how long it lasts. That's what I've been saying for 6 months. So.
I was wondering, do we need to have another meeting of the committee for the conference at all?
If I think probably we do if we want to do the beverages and such, because I think, but I don't know what else. I don't think there's anything else that you guys had to.
Did Rebecca contact all the people that are presenting to make sure they're presenting?
From what I understand, that's happened.
Okay, good. That's always helpful.
There was some mix-up with who was presenting what.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I think that got all fixed up. I think so. Maybe one more, just to
touch base, make sure we have everything.
Exactly. I'm going to be flying in. Excuse me. I'm going to be flying in the day before, the 4th, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
So is everybody staying at the Bayfront?
I am.
That's good. Me too. I'm going to fly to Dayton, and then I'm driving up from Dayton to Erie. So I'll have a car.
Yeah, I think Heather and I are flying into Pittsburgh and then driving in. And then I have to leave a little early because we have a family vacation planned. I have to be in Dallas by the 9th, and we're driving. So I'm going to come back on the 7th, I think, but I'm flying out of Erie, so Heather will keep the car.
Yeah, I'm flying right into Erie. I'm surprised.
I think it was scheduling, like either there were 2 flights from Kansas City to Erie, and we either left at 5 o'clock in the morning from Kansas City or we landed at midnight in Erie. I think those were our 2 choices, so we decided to land at a reasonable time in Pittsburgh, grab a car, and drive up. So,
yeah, that's going to be quite a drive, isn't it?
Couple hours.
Pittsburgh.
Mine's going to be 5.
Yeah, not quite as long as Nancy's.
Pretty.
But yeah, I think we've got a few hours, something like that. So.
And do we have like a Twitter hashtag or something so we can find each other really easy, like on Tuesday night?
I think it's a really good idea. I haven't heard of one.
Okay.
But that would be something we could throw on the wiki. Nancy and I were talking about updating the wiki because we still have, like, on the annual face-to-face meeting, if you click on that, it says to be held in Erie, Pennsylvania on August 2014. Interesting. Okay, planning committee's working on the conference. More will be posted now. I just noticed that date. Of course, on the front page it says 2015. So, but yeah, that's when I go through and update the wiki and kind of get some of the information for this conference put front and center. I can throw a Twitter hashtag on there. Anybody have one that they are particularly wanting?
Probably just NAKUG.
NACUG 15.
I was going to say, yeah, we might want to
There
throw
you
the
go.
year in there because hopefully we'll be doing this again next year. All right.
I'm just kind of.
That's not going to interfere with KoaCon. Well, they're not going to be meeting till later. Never mind.
For all staff. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you said 34 people.
That is what we have signed up as of right now. That's what
Okay.
Rebecca says. And we have 16 payments.
You have to mail my check to Nichols. Yeah, can I just make it out to Nichols, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I haven't made my hotel reservations yet, but it sounds like there's plenty of rooms.
There should be, yeah. One of the things that the contract did state was that we can order food, in advance. We can't reduce the number of people we're feeding, but we can up it up to the day of the conference. So I would, if we decide to do this, we can go with 30 people maybe, and then however many people show up, we can.
You're probably going to spend all your money just on coffee and water and stuff like that because it's expensive.
Ice soda or a bucket of ice soda is $2 per person. Water is $2.50 per person. Bottled water. And then I think it's like $24 a gallon for coffee and $30 a dozen for muffins. So we'll provide what we can. With that being, but I think we do need to have some beverages because I don't think we can bring in our own.
Really?
So.
Has anybody taken a look at 320 yet?
Not today.
No, I don't believe we have either.
No, me neither.
I play with
Probably
Master a lot, but I can't keep track of which person is which.
Nick, are you a Git user?
Yes. I'm not gonna. Don't take that to mean that I understand it.
Okay.
But I yeah. On and off. So you have an easy question?
Well, I don't think I'll have time because I think my presentation's only an hour, and if people remember from last year how much trouble we had when I tried to get people to set up a test environment.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll actually even get as far as Git.
Have you used Koha DevBox at all?
No, I have not.
Because that setup takes maybe half an hour. It's mostly automated, and then everything is ready to go. And you can run it within Windows without much trouble.
Okay, I'm Googling that right now. Let me see.
Okay. Let's see. Like,
Koha DevBox GitHub, is that?
yeah, it's by, no, I don't remember who wrote it. But I'll post Magnus, yeah. Yeah, and the instructions are pretty good. And I've had like a couple weird things that it's done, but in general it works fine. And at least it's like as a really quick way to get people in and trying stuff out, it's a good quick setup.
Well, I know when we were doing that Git setup last year, Git itself excuse me, to turn Koha into a Git repository took like a long time.
Yeah, cloning our repository. What we could do is if we just clone it and copy that all to a DVD or something, then people can just copy that over, and that would take less time than downloading it.
Yeah,
So
I meant to definitely have VirtualBox and like Debbie and Jesse downloaded on disks, so people don't have to do that part of it.
I think Wheezy is still easier to use than Jesse.
That could be, but I still wanted, because we're going to have to, because we're still on Squeeze yet, and that's going to go away next spring, I think, as far as support goes. So I suppose I could use Wheezy too. That wouldn't.
Yeah, I probably would, at least just for first-time people, because Jesse works, but there's like a few little quirks still.
Okay. Does anybody else have any relevant gripes? Or
Got a lot of irrelevant gripes. I don't know.
And I guess
Actually, I wanted to say Bywater was very responsive today when I was tearing my hair out and going to jump out the window. They jumped in there and got things fixed. So I was very happy with that. So go to the town hall meeting, and tell them what your problems are, and they'll fix them. I've had very good results with that.
Yeah, they were right there, and like we did the upgrade the day before a major holiday. It was Friday before, overnight before Friday, before the 4th of July, so the 3rd of July. And when when things started blowing up at 9 o'clock Friday morning, they were right on it.
Yeah, IRC is another really good way to get a hold of people right away. Because generally most of the Bywater people are around somewhere, and you can get a quick answer, especially if it's a smaller issue.
sometimes I have mixed results with IRC. Sometimes nobody just pays any attention to me at all. It's kind of like there's the in crowd, and then there's other people. And
Oh, I don't think so. You just get lucky sometimes, because I've been in there when there's nobody there. I've been in there when I'm the only one answering questions, and I'm like, oh, this is it. Well, not the Bywater channel, just the general channel. Bywater, there's usually at least one person.
yeah, the general one, actually, every time I've been on it in the last few months, it's been just dead quiet. Nobody has said anything. And I put a couple questions out, and nobody ever responded to them. So I said, well, okay. Oh, did you guys see that Wenatchee, the northern part, caught fire?
Yes.
Oh,
It's like we were just there
that
last
time
year.
of year.
Well, they were on
isn't it?
fire. They were on fire over there last year too.
I remember
Well, not
driving through.
the town itself. The fires were a ways away, but this was the town itself. It like destroyed dozens of homes on the north
Oh
side.
no.
Oh no. No, I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah, for some reason that came up on my MSN page, and I went and looked at the articles, and yeah, it was pretty scary, actually.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard anything from anybody at NCRL, so.
Have to take a look and see how they're doing.
But yeah, we've been getting the smoke from those fires, and then the ones up in Canada too.
Yeah, we had a really lovely moonrise the other day. All that smoke from Canada here in Kansas.
We had a couple of days where the sun was orange. I mean, bright, deep orange, and when it would shine through the window, it was just an orange light. It was just eerie.
Yeah, that is weird. Okay.
Yeah. Anybody else have any?
Don't think so.
No, nothing here.
No.
All right, I'm calling it. We'll try and get the planning committee together one more time. See what we can do about feeding and hydrating everyone while we're conferencing.
I think we can skip the August meeting online since we're going to be meeting in
we'll
person.
actually be there. Yeah.
Just wanted to record that, for.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Well, then I will see you all hopefully in August and in person, and we'll meet again in September. So yeah. Okay.
All right.